Hey everybody, I'm Jordan Rudess and I'm sitting here in front of my iPad and some of the coolest sounds that you can ever imagine. It's amazing what can come out of an iPad these days. These swarm sounds are beautiful, very expressive. In front of me are the GeoJamTrax, and specifically right now I'm going to be showing you a couple of tracks that were created by Glaysys, a friend of mine, a brilliant artist, very creative. The beauty of GeoShred is that you can have the exact scale that you want on the playing surface, only the right notes, and it'll go right with the backing track. So everything is kind of prepared for you. It's really awesome. So let's take a look at this patch. So in this, it tells me that the tonal center is C. You see there's a little orange box around the C. Happens to be kind of an interesting pattern of notes. C, D, E, F, G, G sharp, A, B, C. But these are the notes that Glasys selected to go with his track. So what's really cool is if you're a novice, if you're a beginner and you want to play GeoShred, one way to play it, to think about it, is moving left to right with your finger. You can easily play very cool scales just putting your finger down on the playing surface and going left to right. And you really don't have to do much more than that. You know, a pianist might take a different approach and play with many fingers. But if you're not a player, I really recommend trying to slide around, mostly left to right, but sometimes you could go vertically. Be conscious of the tonal center, because that'll generally make it sound better if you kind of land on that, note that's got the orange box around it. This is a very playful track. It's a little bit quirky. So occasionally you have to be maybe more mindful of what note you're on. You'll use your ear to kind of slide around until you get to the right spot. But this patch is very cool. It's a very beautiful flute patch. One thing I like to tell people about GeoShred and these sounds is most often you'll see a button that says finger expression. And that lets you actually control the timbre, control the expression, all within the space of a note. And each note you'll see has a box. So if I play like this note down here, this D, if I start at the bottom, very quiet. If I play it at the top, it really speaks. And if I slide up from the bottom to the top, you can get that lovely expression. And of course the vibrato is there too. So if you slide up and then shake your finger, or maybe for a kind of vibrato that's more amplitude or volume based, you'd go up and down. Generally, flutes don't do like pitch, shaking like this. But occasionally you'll hear, an ethnic flute or whatever do that. So, hey, anything is possible. What's really cool is that you'll notice that there's something called piano, guitar, and slide. We don't actually mean piano. We don't actually mean guitar. But these are modes. In piano mode, everything is locked to pitch, very much like a piano. Where you play a note, it is the pitch. You're not going to bend it no matter what. And that's how this will work. You can vibrato all day and nothing's really going to happen. In guitar mode, it's going to slide like frets. But you can still shake. You can still do a pitch vibrato, even though you've got this amazing ability to slide on the virtual frets. So that's the mode that the patch calls up. But you can change it. You can even go to slide mode. Slide mode is as it sounds, where you play a note and then it smoothly slides from one note to the next. You should be aware that SWAM instruments, of which this is one of them, will only bend pitch to a certain point. So if you try to go like from C to C, it's going to go up a fifth and then stop. But usual bends will be totally cool and work out really well. The other things to be aware of on this patch is that you have overblow. If overblow enabled is selected, then when you get to the top of the note, you get that really cool overblowing sound. So you can be like, do your... And then there's growl as well. Growl is cool when you get to the top of the note there. It's got that raspiness. It's cool to be in slide mode and like. Right? It's more like a real bluesy kind of flute sound. And then you also have flutter. Flutter is cool. The top of the note again. There it's now doing this nice flutter thing. And you can turn them all on if you want. A little growl, a little flutter, a little overblow. And all these things make it possible for you to do a lot of expression. You can also use the expression pad, and that in this particular patch is a little more subtle. You can change the formants. Right? You can hear a subtle change of tone if you go left to right. So try moving your finger on the expression pad, and you can kind of hear the subtle differences. You can also, if you don't want to do vibrato with your finger, we've got a slider set up for that, so you can play a note and then so that's a nice thing as well. So echo level is there. Want to get a little bit more echo, you can. I like a lot of echo. You can put that on and just kind of go. But we preset it for you for the patch, so it should be all ready to go. And if I go away from the patch by clicking the arrows and going one step back to it, it resets it back to the beginning, which is really, really cool. All the GeoJamTrax can be found under the GeoJamTrax. When you touch at the top, you can get to our different set lists, like the all presets. You can get to our favorites, like that, or you can press here and scroll down to GeoJamTrax. And then all these sounds, patches I should say, are going to have backing tracks. And you just hit the backing track button and the magic can begin. And don't forget about the octave switches, everybody. And if you see dark spaces like this, it just means that, well, the flute doesn't go that low. So you can press those notes, but nothing is going to happen. So we basically kind of guide you to the range. Final thing I want to say is that track volume and amplitude volume, or amp volume. Amp volume is going to be your live track that you're playing, and track volume will be the sound of your backing track. So you're all set to go. Make some music, slide around. You know, you'll use your ear, but pretty much all the right notes are on the screen. Have fun. See you on the road.